Italian baritone Massimo Cavalletti is back on stage at the Met for the second time, performing in Puccini's La Bohème. His past appearances have been on the great European stages such as La Scala, the Zurich Opera House, Glyndebourne, Salzburg, Leipzig, Dresden, the Berlin Staatsoper, as well as performances in Beijing and Tokyo. You've been everywhere. His debut at the Met was singing the role of Schaunard in 2010. But this time around, he's performing Marcello the painter and the jealous lover to Musetta, Massimo Cavalletti. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We're going to take things slow because when you first came in, you said, my English is just a little comme ci, comme ça.
Yeah.
So we'll speak very slowly.
Thank you.
This is a role, Marcello, is a role you sing a lot, quite a bit. In July, you will sing it at the Royal Opera House. You've sung it in Zurich. You've sung it in Munich and Hamburg and Salzburg and everywhere, it seems.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you know this character inside and out? How do you? Is he your best friend?
Yes, it is. It's not a problem for me to play this role, Marcello, because Marcello is a young boy, more or less like me, like I am. And I feel really myself with him. I think I did many different types of bohème, in old-fashioned, new-fashioned. This one, Zeffirelli production, is a great old-fashioned production. But in any production, Marcello is an immortal character. He is a very good friend, a nice lover, a very good man, always ready for help, friends, and he's a good shoulder for Rodolfo and also for Mimi. Mm-hmm. He is ready for help them during the whole performance, during the whole story, and he have an amazing relationship with Musetta too. Mm-hmm. I think I prefer to sing that role because it's very close to my attitude. It's very close to my soul and also to my age, and I think this is a good way for take a role.
You said that you have done many kinds of bohème, old-fashioned, new-fashioned, modern.
Yeah.
Is Marcello always the same? Is he the same man in all those productions?
Well, I suppose is the same man because I try always to find out his soul. Mm-hmm. He always have to help all the other friends on stage. Sometimes, well, it depends who is the director of the opera, of the production. We can find together the right way for this interpretation. But I think Puccini left us very good way to follow on the score. If we follow this way, we find immediately the right role, the right character, and the right soul.
It's in the music.
It is.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the music. We can change everything on stage, but the music always wins because the music is so direct and the words are so direct.
So when you sing a role like Marcello over and over and over again, how do you make it seem like it's new, like this is something you have just created?
Yes, it's like I told you already. I try always to come back to the score, to the Puccini score, because inside the score there is the real story of this character of Marcello. It's important always to be concentrated in what Puccini wrote for us, and I can bring some new ideas, especially if we work with different conductor, different director. We talk each other. We try to find out what is the idea for us of this role. But I think the secret is to follow exactly what Puccini wrote, and if we understand deeply the words, the text of this opera, we can find there everything. It's perfect. Puccini had an idea really film filmography.
Yes,
idea, no?
it seems very much like a
yes,
film.
It is a film.
Cinematic.
It's a cinematic. And if we follow his idea, if we read what he wrote above and under every score, every line, we can find the right way for this role. Not just for Marcello, for all role in La Bohème.
And you said he has a shoulder for Rodolfo, and he has a shoulder for Mimi. He's a very good friend.
Yes.
And yet,
Yeah.
he has to pay attention to his own relationship with Musetta. And as soon as he listens to Rodolfo's side of the story and Mimi's side of the story, he goes back into the tavern in Act 3 because he has to take care of a problem brewing with Musetta.
Well, Musetta and Marcello have a very, for me, perfect love story because they're never boring together. They love each other, I think, but they need also their own freedom. And they like to provocate each other.
Is that why they fight?
They fight each other because they need it. They need it. Marcello is an artist, a painter. Musetta, well, is a very free soul. And they need to fly. They decide to be bohemian, but at the same time they need to be themselves too.
So is he a comic role? Is he a funny character?
For me, no. He is a real man. He's a real young man. Decide to go to Paris to live there with his friends. They could also live somewhere else with their own family, with money enough to have a good life. But they decide to be there in Paris in that moment, and they try to produce fun to each other because they have no money, they have no job, they have nothing, they have no food. They try to build up something to each other together, but at the same time they also need to help each other in many ways.
Yes.
Marcello is I think with Marcello we can drive the whole story. Without Marcello it's not possible to go on. Because everybody needs him for something. We need him for resolve Benoit's situation in the first act. We need him in the second act to pay the bill. Because without his relationship with Musetta, we cannot pay the bill anymore. We need him in the third act for the relation with everybody, and the fourth act too. He is there helping Rodolfo and also helping Musetta at the hand when she's completely destroyed after Mimi died.
Yes. During this first intermission of Arabella, we're speaking with baritone Massimo Cavalletti, who is singing the role of Marcello in La Bohème here at the Met. But he started out at the Met singing the role of Schaunard, and you like Marcello better as a role. Oh, he's more fun, of course.
Well, Schaunard is another type of role. Is also very important in this story. I remember when I did my first Schaunard in La Scala, Maestro Franco Zeffirelli was there with us to replace this, to revival.
Really?
And he told me the first time he did in La Scala in 1964 with Karajan conduct. Karajan called him, phoned him 6 months before the production. He told him, listen, we need a very first voice for Schaunard because otherwise we have no 4 friends but 3 friends and a leg, And Schaunard is a very important character. He helped everybody to have fun, to find out new lives to enjoy. He's very good. He's a very good friend too, because he's there in the fourth act to help Rodolfo when Mimi coughed too much, when Mimi have a bad moment at the hand.
They're very close.
Yes.
And they're very touching,
Yes.
You like them. The audience likes them. They are friendly, happy, fun young men.
Yes.
So when the tragedy happens at the end of the opera, it hurts much, much more.
Yes.
Right?
It's for Puccini. This is a shock, no? When Puccini at the end of the fighting in the fourth act, here in the Metropolitan production, they fighting on the roof.
They're playing.
They're playing. Oh, yes, they play on the roof, and there is all this dance and everything. Afterwards, Musette arrived. That moment, it's the end of the young life of this group. Mm-hmm. They immediately step on in the life. They became adults. They understand that the life is...
They grew up.
Yes, they grew up
yes.
immediately. Because finally they are in front something very terrible. And the Mimi died. That is the beginning of new life for all these other person there. They, in the real story from Mouget, La Vie de Bohème, they completely change life. They leave Paris and they have new life. Finally, they are not anymore Bohemian, but they grown up totally. And also Puccini gave this idea. And also in these productions, if really here in Metropolitan, we can understand immediately that everybody are more present and the soul of everybody is coming out immediately.
I've been looking at your work that you've done here. It looks like you have sung quite a bit in Zurich. Yes? Were you a contract singer there, a fest?
Yes, I was fast in Zurich for 6 years. That was an amazing opportunity for me to step on in my life, in my vocal life, in my stage life. I had opportunity to work with the most important opera singer, director, and conductor, because there we had many amazing production every day, like here in the Metropolitan Opera. Mr. Pereira did a very good job there with us in that age. We had, for me, was very important. I also met there my mentor, Leonucci.
Oh,
he still now my teacher, I can say. He helped me especially with the attitude, of the interpretation, and also he helped me a lot with some problems with my technique, or my vocal technique. And still now I can enjoy him when we work together. We did many times Simone Boccanegra together. I was with Paolo Albiani in the production. And I think for me was an amazing experience. I think everybody have to try once in their life, especially when they are young, the beginning.
Just tell us, we only have 1 minute left.
Okay.
Just tell us, because we don't really know you very well.
Yeah.
What do you like to do with your free time?
Well, I love to walk a lot.
Walk?
Mm-hmm. To read, to bikes, when it's possible, when the weather is possible, maybe
now,
next week.
It's much better now, thank goodness.
And I love to cook a lot, Italian food, rice food, and I collected coins.
Oh, really?
I have also very good US dollar collection of $quarter and many others, and I love it. Also old coins and new coins, and I spend a lot of time with my family. I adore them.
Wonderful.
They are now in Italy listening to me live.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good to know. You will be back next season, yes?
I will for Escamillo and Carmen.
Yes, that's right. We're looking forward to it. Massimo Cavalletti sings Marcello in La Bohème on stage now at the Metropolitan Opera until the 18th. And live in HD in movie theaters around the world this Saturday. You're going to be live in HD, Massimo?
Yes.
And is your family going to go to the movie theater?
Yes.
Fantastic. That's Saturday, April 5th. Thank you.
Thank
Mille
you very
grazie.
Much. Prego.
And all the best for Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us. There's much more of Arabella coming up and the trivia answer coming up next on Met Opera Radio, Sirius XM.